All right, so you join me on a beautiful Monday morning. The sun's out and it's nice and windy. But anyway, so this is what I'm getting up to. The E36 is going up to Newcastle. Well, okay, I say it's going up to Newcastle. I'm taking it up to Newcastle tomorrow to get the cage welded in. So the cage, I'm not sure how much I want to show you of my dirty garage. Anyway, it's in the back there. It's all in the back there. And it's getting welded in tomorrow. So I'm in the process of taking all the rubbish out, which has been used for storage for the meanwhile. And I've also got to take out the sunroof because the roll cage is meant for a non-sunroof model. And when you're on the racetrack, you're not really too fussed if you have your sunroof open. So anyway, so that's that. And whilst it was parked here, I just thought I'd try and see if I can start this thing, because this thing hasn't started in, exactly a little while, to put it one way, and it wouldn't start. So I hooked up the battery to this, and I also added a little jumper pack, these little portable ones, and it still wouldn't start. So I'm under the impression that this battery, well, obviously it's flat. It's definitely a flat battery, flat tree. Oh, nice. That's sick. Anyway, this thing doesn't really want to start. It's a bit of a shame. The goal is get the roll cage done in this, get the seat in it, harness in it. We'll get some nice brakes on it, as in I'm just going to leave the stock calipers and just do some race pads and fluid with some stainless steel braided brake lines, and then I'm just going to get stuck into it. So I want to get this going first, get this in a position where it's a turnkey, I wouldn't say race car because it's not going to be that fast, but at least get it to the point where it can be used, and I just need to hire a trailer for the day and then just go. So once this is done, I will turn my attention to this car. So with this is the 320 Ci. As if you're an OG, you'll know that this is a 320 Ci. This is actually my first car, and it has M52 exhaust manifolds, has an M54 B30 intake cam, which is marginally bigger. From memory, it's 242 duration and 9.7 millimeters of lift. But this engine's a bit sad, and it's not that powerful. So I've got to work out what I do with this. I'm inclined to get a 325 engine and then put it in, because the 325 engine has the same bore as the 3 litre, and the 3 litre engines are a lot more expensive. So I want to do a budget build on that, because, well, I'm not made of money, and kind of makes everything a little bit more interesting knowing that I'm not going to dump 6 figures onto that. So probably going to be doing an M54 B25 engine in it, which is 300cc bigger than what I've got. I might do some cams, as in I'll take the cams out and then get them reground, because, well, that's a lot more affordable than getting a set of Schrick cams, as well as they're really expensive, the lead time, and then having to pay import duty, whereas I can take the stock camshafts out and then get them reground for about $180 to $220 each. So yeah, but anyway, that's not here or there. I also want to put 330 brakes on it, which are a little bit bigger than what's on it at the moment. And then some tidying up. I need to get some new carpet in the back because it was wet. And it was a bit, anyway, it was wet, a little bit moldy, didn't smell very good. But the E46 is a relatively common car in terms of they made a lot of them, so finding parts for this really shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, that's what I'm up to today, and I'll take you along for the ride. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this car, I'm going to give it a good wash, even though the paintwork is pretty average in some points. More just because, well, I'm bringing the car to someone to do work on, and having it at least somewhat presentable and tidy is, well, feels like the right thing to do. And also that they aren't working on, I kind of feel as though if you're working on an absolute pile, you're less likely to do, anyway, a better job. At least as someone, anyway, you know what I mean. So I'm going to tidy it up, take all the rubbish out of it, put the cage in it. Tomorrow I'm going to go and grab the trailer from someone that's local. It's about 10-15 minutes away, and then we'll be setting off. Alrighty, so it's had a nice wash. Looks a little bit better. Clear coat's still pretty bad. To be honest, this whole car just really needs a respray, but anyway, it's not quite in the budget at the moment. So, what we've got here is a sunroof that is about to come out. So yeah, the paint's not great. I gave it a wash. I didn't film it because, well, you don't really need to see me wash a car. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you've probably washed the car yourself, so you know how exciting it is. So yeah, sunroof's about to come out. We've got all these bolts that run around the perimeter of the sunroof, and then it should just pop out. It's almost about to come out. It's just balancing on this piece here that looks like it's got a little tongue that slides into this mouthpiece here. So I've got to figure out how I slide this back a little bit, but yeah, I might even put you on the tripod. Alright, let's see how this comes out. How does this come out? Well, there we go. Oh no. I'm really annoyed about that because it just rips my jacket. That's really annoying. I'm actually really glad I filmed that though. There we go, it's all out. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day and it's really exciting. So the E36 is all ready to go. I've got the main hoop in here. I've got my little temporary seat, which is really funny. Got no sunroof in it anymore, so the roll cage can actually fit around where it's meant to. And in a minute we're going to drive it straight up onto a trailer, which is actually going to be pretty sketchy because my head almost pokes out of the sunroof when I'm on that little stool. So here's the trailer. $70 is how much it cost me to rent, which is pretty cheap. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to park it at the back and then I'm just going to pull it up because, to be honest, I really can't see anything. Here's the rest of the cage. I might even pull that cover over it now. Oh, very nice. Alright, let's get it loaded. Alright, so I thought I'd just chuck the camera in because some of you might find this quite entertaining. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? This is exactly what I'm talking about. My head's out the window. Oh, it smells like crap. Alright, let's go, I guess. This is so sketchy. We've got a vacuum leak, so it doesn't want to idle. I can't really touch the clutch. It's chugging blue smoke out for some reason, and my head is outside of the car. Oh shit. Wow. Very impressive. I think you might have a flat tyre as well, just to the icing on the cake. This really is an unusual experience. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that was a bit scary. That's okay. Does this thing work? Surely not. Alright, well I guess that's how it's going to go. I have to unwind it with my hand. Let's just take the slack off the rope and then I can take it out of first gear. It's got no handbrake. Well, it does, but it doesn't work. Okay, nice. This is going to take ages to do. But anyway, it's one of the big jobs. Just undo the windows, at least a window. Alright, let's get cranking, literally. Actually, that definitely needs to go left. It takes so much longer to do this if you're by yourself. See, that much for free. Should be good for the moment. cranking. Alright, so we are heading off now. It's going to be a very enjoyable and fast journey, I'm sure. So, a lot to look forward to. Alright, the E36 is up with the fabricator. He's welding on the roll cage, and the trip went well. I didn't film it because it was pretty boring, just going there and back. But the E36 is in good hands, and I should have it back within the next couple of days, hopefully. The person said it'll be probably done by the weekend. Today's Tuesday, I think it is. So we'll have it back in the next couple of days, and then we'll get stuck into it. From here, well, actually, the next couple of things that I need to do is actually going to remove the dash, because the dash needs to be trimmed. I was under the impression that this particular cage didn't need to be trimmed, like the dash didn't need to be trimmed, but he's going to remove it and weld the cage in, and then that's for me to sort out, which is completely fine. If I had known that, I would have removed the dash for him. But anyway, that's all good. This is just what happens when you build a race car for the first time. So that's good to know. I'll then need to get a seat brackets for the seat, and then harness, steering wheel, brakes, tires. I need to fit the rear coilovers I've got coilovers in the front at the moment. Give the engine a service because it's blowing a lot of blue smoke and it's not idling, so I need to sort that. I need to sort that out, and then we should be pretty good. So I'm hoping it's going to be mostly done within the next couple of weeks. However, in regards to the seat, I actually really want to try some seats out before I buy, because I'm not sure if you've seen the prices of race seats, but they're really expensive, and that's okay. I'm happy to pay the money for a safe seat that's FIA certified. I don't really want to buy a replica one, but I just want to buy one that fits me well, and I want to sit in it. And anyway, there aren't many shops around that sell. I think there's a couple in Sydney, but anyway, so I want to go and try some seats out, buy one, get it in the car. I also need to make a sunroof delete panel, which I'm going to try and make that using the factory sunroof, as in I'm going to remove the factory panel that sits in the opening when the sunroof is closed, because I've already got it. It's paint matched to the car. It'll fit well. I'm not sure how I'm going to mount it, but anyway, so it's coming along. There's still a lot to do. And then there's going to be heaps of little things that I need to sort out, like a fire extinguisher, a battery isolator switch. I need to clean up the wiring harness. I need to make a switch panel for the windows and all the buttons that are just dangling. So it's a fair bit to do, but anyway, you get that in the big jobs. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you shortly.